Sabrina.
No, I didn't go. It's my money. I'm not lying yet. Passport control at Heathrow's Terminal 3. Here, immigration officers have only a few minutes to make sure each passenger has a genuine reason to enter the country. A single element of doubt is all that's needed to detain a passenger and investigate further.
So now I'm realizing that you can't respond or even call or say anything because you didn't let.
And that's where dislocate or discontinued or something if I came short again. That didn't make any sense to me because it's just me alone. So it's gonna make sense to me. And I'll be honest with you and tell you that I'm trying to find something else to do, but I'm not getting it. There was an agreement, but it's me alone now. I'm falling short. If someone is falling short, you must can understand.
Yes, I did. Right? I did, right? I'm asking a question. I'm asking you. Understanding?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. And I asked you a question. Did I accommodate you with that misunderstanding?
Like which misunderstanding?
Remember, it was supposed to be first and last month's rent, and then you said no. You got all mixed up.
Yeah, I got mixed up. I didn't know.
Right. So did I accommodate you? Did I understand and take it as okay? Did I accommodate you?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So hang on. So you did. So I did accommodate you at that time. All right. Then there was another mix up with the rent. Okay. Did I accommodate you? Did Maureen accommodate you?
That's last month. Yeah, that's last month.
Okay, good. So for you to tell me that you don't know where this is coming from, now that's a bit bogus to me because we have been accommodating, we have been understanding.
All right, listen, let's understand now. If you guys working, it's you alone. You working, it's you alone. I give you what I found. It's me alone working. I told you it's me alone. So what I should do? I should just go tea for the rest.
Okay.
Listen, I should just go tea for the rest. No, I don't understand. I don't know me hurt me. I can't take it no more. I'm me alone. Maybe I can't even find fear for God work.
Hang on, please. Maybe speak your English, please. I don't understand this patois. Just speak your English.
Hold on a second.
We're speaking calmly. Go ahead, Maureen.
Greg?
Yeah?
I want you to take a deep breath because I really don't want this escalate to be not face to face.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, if I can't find it, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to keep and then you're gonna say dislocate or discontinue or whatever. I don't really understand. It's just telling me now this just my last month. Then that's it. And then I'm just going out on the street because I'm not gonna be like sitting here if I told you that I'm short and you cannot understand. Say, oh, look into it in face. It is one working. I'm not.
You are not listening, Greg. You want to have all the say, and we can't have any, Greg. I do understand what you're saying. The thing is, you did not respond back. We have to do the legal stuff. When I say the legal stuff, we have to follow the rules. The government got rules in place. We send you a note. We ask you to respond. Then you can have a communication with us. But everything is policies and procedures. We just gotta say what we have to say and write what we have to say. So it's not like we're gonna throw you out on your head. So please, let's continue to be civil in this conversation. Nobody's asking you to steal or thief. That's going kind of low right now.
Yes, because I don't have it.
No, Greg. I don't appreciate it. We're not asking you to do that because we want you to be a citizen that is responsible and doing the right thing. But we have to write because it's not just you. We do that for anybody that's not giving paying and adhering to the guidelines that are in place. We have to follow the Landlord and Tenant Act. We have to follow everything. So you get in that. That is the procedure. Maybe
yeah, but that's what the message is saying. If the message was wrote in like as in, yeah, you fall short. I understand that you fall short. Okay, don't tell me say, oh, next month you're not gonna take if me fall short.
Okay, can you read
Me not gonna read the big word that gonna kill me. Me can't manage the big word. They might me tell me already. If me read it again, my head gonna hurt me. That's why I didn't answer because that wasn't. If I said, all right, you owe 400 now. Let me know whenever you're able to pay it. I would answer to that.
okay, Greg?
But when you said if I fall short next time, you're gonna discontinue that this something another. I don't. My brain just goes zero. So I'm blank. I just don't know what to do after.
Okay, here's the thing, Greg. Here's the thing. If you did not respond to this or you did not call, do you know the next step? You need to understand the Canada and the things that are in place. Do you know what the next step would have been if you did not call?
I'm the one that called.
Oh, you didn't?
I've been calling, but yes.
Okay, Greg, here's the thing. You can't never ignore letters that come. It doesn't go away. You would be served with a letter stating that. If you did not answer, it's not going to go away. There's steps and procedures to follow. Did you know that?
I'm just not rented. I don't know. I have a home back home. I never know nothing about
You know, Greg,
renting.
I'm not talking about that. You're here now. I know you have a home back home. You came here to get a better life, and there's things.
And
that
it feel
happen
like it's
back home.
rough.
And we understand that.
It feel like
We
it's rough.
understand that. It feel like it's what?
It's rough.
It is very, but here's the thing. Back home, people will not pay attention to things, letters that come, or or bills to pay, or whatever. They think it's going to go away. But here, you got rights, I got rights. You guys got more rights than I got, so we got to follow the procedure. So if you did not respond back, you were going to get it in writing. It had to be delivered to you in writing. So everything is trying to get a hold of you before the next step. So you need to make sure it might not necessarily be us, but you might be dealing with things. And in this country, you got to follow the guidelines. You can't just let it go, let it slide. No. So what do you have to say? We understand. We're not asking you to teeth and all this kind of stuff.
Basically, that's the message for. If you cannot find it next month, so next month coming up, I'm just gonna be stealing to find the rent.
That's your interpretation. That's your interpretation.
Hang on a second, Greg. Before let's talk in a straightforward manner, just like what you've been doing previous to this, right? We've been having decent conversations. So don't go into this in my head hurt and all this. Let's just have a decent conversation, like an adult, man to man, okay? Now,
you're in a different country. You're dealing with different people.
Yes.
We're professional people. We need to follow the guidelines. We need to follow the government regulations. This is not like back home where everybody does the thing.
Yeah, and hang on. You had mentioned to me when you gave me the 800 this time, right?
Hold on a second. We're on speaker, Greg. Are we on speaker?
No.
Okay. So anyway.
Hold on a second. Let me ask another question. Is your wife there?
Yeah.
And she's listening to the conversation.
Yes, because my phone is loud.
Okay, so why did you don't want to involve her in the conversation? Because this is about her too. You're carrying the load right now, so everybody needs to all hands on deck to help each other. So why are you not allowing her to listen to the conversation? Is there a reason?
I can't tell other person to come let's talk.
Anyway, great. Anyway, I was saying that to you.
When can you afford to put the rest of the money together? Because when
yes, I can. Friday, if it's possible when I get paid. I call my friend from back home and he said he didn't have any money. So what I'm gonna do?
Okay, well this is why everything is calling, because you would be issued this in writing, and then if you didn't respond to make some sort of arrangement, then it's a letter of warning. It's not saying somebody's gonna kick you out. You understand that? But the words are used back that are in accordance with the government.
Yes, and the government use big word. And when you go in the dictionary and see what's the big word, what's the meaning of the big word? It means evicted. That's it mean. That's the full meaning of it. So don't use it if you don't know it. You're not gonna do it. Yeah, that is a threat to me. That is just a threat to me. So I'm just gonna be silent.
Greg, listen carefully. Listen carefully, please. I'm speaking calmly. Okay? I'm not saying anything about hurting my head. Now, last time it was short, right? The same thing. And then you're gonna have it the next week.
Yes, right? And it's gonna be same like that if I'm at UPA same way. If I'm short this month and I find it now to give it to you, when it comes next month again, it's gonna be short because I don't have anything else. I barely can. If you understand, when I pay rent, when I get my money at week time, I put it down for my rent. I can't find food to eat. I can't pay fare to go to work. Sometimes the bus drivers them are cussing me because they know me now by well.
Okay.
So I can't do anything
Greg,
after paying rent.
Maybe instead of talking on the phone like this, right?
Okay, Greg, we're going to lower this temperature. We want you to succeed. We see that you are a young man that's really trying your best to get ahead. We're not going to crush you when you're down. But as I said,
I'm actually down now. I'm actually down on my face. I can't go to work. I have to figure out how to reach to work. I have to beg my friend them at work, trying to find a friend that's drive at work to drop me home.
Greg, when you get a text or a letter like this, have to respond. So I know.
And I'm telling you, I'm not gonna respond. If you send it the right and professional way, I will answer to it. But don't tell me you're gonna evict me or whatever it means, and then expect me to just answer back. Boom. Like, no, don't threaten me like that. That's a threat to me, to my acknowledgement. I say, oh, it's your place, so you're trying to do stuff just to get me. Oh,
Don't go there, Greg. Don't go there.
then that's it mean. You want to search up the word? So you find the dictionary and search the word that you send, and tell me what's the meaning.
What, you mean termination?
What's that? What's the meaning of that? I can't even call it.
Okay, and listen carefully. Listen carefully to what I have to say. Listen carefully to what I have to say. When you see something, okay, when a text comes to you or a letter comes to you, you have to speak and talk to the person. Don't just ignore it like that, because it just tells me that you don't care, right?
Because determination is not that never.
Let me finish. Let me just finish. Okay, when you, like, letters like this come often to many people, right? And if you just say, oh, I don't want to hear this word termination, and you just ignore it, that's a bad situation.
Not for me.
What you have to do is respond. You could call. You can, and we can talk. So don't get into this mindset. If I don't like this word, so I'm just gonna put my back up and it hurt my head, and I'm gonna just be mean to whoever sent it. You have to be better than that. Okay?
And we see you're better than that, okay? So that's why we're working with you, Albert, okay? We are working with you. I hear your struggles. It's not easy. It's not easy that you just came and you're in this predicament, because as you said, back home, you got these issues. We understand that. We were immigrants too. Added to it, you're a young black man coming to this society. So I'm saying we're working with you, but do not ignore. It gets you further in trouble, not just with us, with anybody in this society. You cannot ignore. If your taxes come and you owe taxes, right, and you don't fill them out and send it in, they're going to garnish your wages. If you owe taxes and you don't respond, you get yourself further deep in trouble. You know, I mean, this is a different society. It operates differently. Nobody's trying to threaten you. So I want you to understand. We'll work with you once you work with us, because we have to keep all the ducks in a row.
And just let you be aware that the mortgage company, if I'm short all the time, they'll be on my case too.
Do you understand what we're trying to say? Stop your head from hurting.
It's not gonna stop because it's how I read. I learn how to read and understand a certain way, and when I read and understand a certain way, I just put it in my thoughts. You cannot do that. Yeah, and it's hurt my head after in my thought. And if government takes me and tell me that I owe them $1,000 and I can't find the $1,000, the government have to wait. When me I go to thief, we can't thief to give government the money.
I don't know if you realize that this government here doesn't work that way. If the government has to wait, they'll just take it from you.
They'll garnish your wages.
Yes, they'll take it right from your work. Right from your work.
If not from your paycheck, they know where your money is going in the bank. They're gonna audit you and they're going to put a hold on your bank. Not a hold. They're going to go to the bank.
Basically, they take your money. They take your money from wherever it is. So we are informing you. You can't. Don't take us as the enemy.
Okay? You're learning.
Yeah. So just what you have to do is just talk and communicate. Okay. I did hear you say that you were talking to your friend and you were gonna get the money. So I didn't think that it's going to be a problem, but I just don't want it to be an ongoing problem. Okay.
And I'm going to tell you now, it will be if I don't find a next job, and job is hard to get because I've been on Indeed from that day until now.
Okay. I'm gonna give you some information that maybe I should or shouldn't let you know. But we've been in situations like this before, and the person said, okay, I just have some difficulty, I'll pay you, and they ended up not paying, and they ended up leaving the place, and we were stuck with it, right?
So then we had to get the wages garnished.
Yes.
Because we don't want to go through that again, right?
So we're just letting you know we don't want stuff to get too far.
Yes, but I got to understand now, I am here. If I am here in your place, and I am telling you, oh, Friday, you will get the $400 for the rent. I think I'm going to pack it up and go. I don't have nowhere to go more than outside.
Well, I just said to you, we just said you need to start dwelling on that now and start dwelling on the negative. It hurt Janet, understand? But you're talking to us now. So that would stop that because you're making arrangement. So you need to not look at the negative all the time because you're not going to move forward. You're just going to stress out yourself.
Yeah, because my head is killing me. My head is killing me from I gave the $800 and I have to go to work all this week, all through the week. And I can't pay bus fare to go to work. I can't drink a cup of tea. I'm drinking warm water. So I'm just here living off rent to rent. So I understand.
It's hard when it's just you. We can understand that. It's hard when it's just you. That's why sometimes, as a couple, you both need to, well, I can't tell you what to do, but as couples you work together, you talk things out. One person is trying, the other is still trying or not trying. It becomes a strain on one person. And finances is something that puts strain on any relationship. You understand that? You're young, so that will happen, and that's not what you want. So we understand, but at least now you're talking. Please, you're learning something now. It's not just us. This is the way this country operates. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand, but I'm saying I'm not gonna hold you guys and run off like that. I don't have anywhere to go.
Anyway, Greg, just to help you out and give you some ideas, when we had to get money together,
I opened a cleaning business.
yeah, we did a cleaning
Right?
business.
When I first came.
We knocked on doors and businesses, and we cleaned people's businesses. Okay, so there's ways of doing things. They may not be the way that everybody wants to do it, but many people have the basic skills. They just have to apply the basic skills. And I'm not just saying you, because I see you are the one that has put in a major effort, right? But other people can help by even just cleaning somebody's house or just cleaning up businesses or something, and get some extra cash to help you along.
But man, you know you didn't like. Here's the thing, Greg. I was the one that started cleaning the business and doing house cleaning. And as men, sometimes men don't like doing that. But it was a little business and it started going very well, right? So I mean, you gotta look outside the box. You know what? When they say look outside the box, what do they mean?
Hello?
Pardon?
Hello?
Do you know what that means when they say think outside the box? Think outside the box. You said you were not Indeed. Do you know what thinking outside the box means?
No, if you tell me to think outside the box, the only thing I'm thinking is just stealing. To go jape up people and tell them to give me their money. That's
Well,
it.
listen, you don't want to do that because that's the first thing they say all Jamaicans do. They like to thief, they like to shoot, that you're gonna meet the stereotype, and you don't want that. You just came to this country. Stay away from that. Stay away from that. That's why a lot of people don't like to deal with people from Jamaica. So you're going down the wrong path even to think that way, right? So we had other thoughts of you, so don't go there. We are not going to put you in a deeper hole, but we don't want you to put us in a deeper hole either. We're going to work with you once you work with us.
I won't do that. I won't do that.
No, and even the words that you're saying are big words that hurt your head. Those are words that the government will need us to use, or anybody to use, and be specific and be clear, so that there's no misunderstanding. So if we have to go to the court of law, or you have to go to the court of law, we've done our due diligence. And as I said, this is a learning experience. Don't run from things. You need to address them here if you're going to be successful.
I'm
Right?
not running.
Thinking out the box means don't just look on Indeed. Go to different companies, knock on the doors, that you is walking distance. Somebody might say, sure, have your resume with you, drop it off. And you might find something rather than going online. Because everybody's online looking at Indeed. Everybody. But everybody's not walking and knocking on the door and asking the old fashioned way, do you have any part-time jobs or you need any help? And a lot of them are a lot of factories are here Brampton. So I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but it is hard when you feel the way you're feeling.
Yes, because I applied to all those jobs. All I'm getting in my the same big word, unfortunately, and all big word is right in my head.
Very discouraging. We understand that. But then if you start thinking positive and you're a man of God, you said, right? So you know that God is gonna open the door, and for every 10 no's, a yes is going to come. You just have to pray. This is even late right now if you believe in the faith. Today's Ash Wednesday. This is when the devil starts tempting God. You gotta hold on to your faith and just go around knocking on doors that are nearby, factories that are nearby Clark Boulevard, supermarkets. Indeed, as I said, everybody's on Indeed or whatever job, what you call those things? Online job. Another thing is, though, you might find a job fairs, or you can go to those agencies. What those agencies are called that Brad used to go to? 10 agencies. So you can look at 10 agencies nearby that you can walk. And if you got 10 agencies, you get paid the same day. Sometimes you can do same day pay. Do you know of any?
No, I don't know of any.
Okay, so you're good on your phone. 10 agencies. There are quite a lot of them, right? And demolition. Brandy used to do demolition too, so there are things like that. 10 agencies. You'll find them. They'll hire you if you need. Anyway, I hope that this conversation has helped you to feel a little bit better.
Hopefully, because my head is killing me right now. I'm just having a headache from
it seems all of you guys get headaches when you have to deal with reality. Kareem gets headaches. She has headaches. You got headaches. Everybody got headaches. This is not good. You gotta guys learn how to deal with stress. And this country is full of stress, right? Full of stress. So you gotta find some coping strategies. Because that would, if your head is hurting you, you don't want a stroke. But as I said, hopefully you understand.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so check into the 10 agency. You said that you try to have that money by Friday.
Yeah.
You told us that it might be late sometimes, but continue to
it might be late sometimes because you can check it on your home phone, Check 17:30 and hold for 3 hours for 1 week, and you see how much you get for 1 month.
Oh well, great. Why you telling about that?
So 17:30
times 3 hours a day, 3 hours daily.
For how many days?
For 15 days.
For 5 days. For 5 days for 1 week. For 4 weeks, 5 days.
And then times 4. You just get over $1,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I have to pay my phone bill for you guys to talk. So tell me how I'm living.
Well, you know what? When I came, I was living a little bit worse than you. I was a nanny and I had to put the money back in the same house because I know the woman couldn't afford to pay me. So in order for me to survive, I would help buy the food and look after the children. You know what goes around, and when you do good, good will attend you. So always remember that sometimes struggles come to make you stronger. And I know that this is your first time here. It's hard, but better days are coming.
Check out Greg. Check out the In and Out Car Wash on Airport Road. You know that one?
In and Out Car Wash on Airport Road.
It's at Airport and Williams Parkway.
And if I hear of anything, I'll keep you posted.
The reason I mention it is that I believe, I mean, I've never been in the place, but I believe they do hand car washes. And I know that, some people, change or move on. So, just even knocking or just walking up and saying, hey, I need some work, that might be enough to get you over the hump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, sometimes you got to be mindful too. Like, I know in construction work, they have a lot of people go to construction, and sometimes a lot of them are into their weed and their drugs and so on and so on. So that's something that you got to watch too, where your money goes, right? So got to prioritize that. So agencies are out there, and I know you'll be able to pick up something, but I can't call any of those job agencies from the top of my head. But if you have the phone, you can take a look at day-to-day agencies.
Yeah.
Okay, so we wish you luck, and you also got to understand, as I said, when it's like one thing doesn't happen in one area, it creates a problem in another. So when the mortgage is not paid, and the bank come and take the house, everybody's going to be out of a place to live.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't want that. So that's why we follow procedure. Because some people think that the landlord is so bad that they're talking about following the procedure the government put in place. Give warning by text or by phone. If you don't get them, write a letter, hand it to them. If they don't pay, small claims court. All of that, all of those procedures happen. We're trying to avoid that. Right? But think about it. If the mortgage isn't paid, the bank calls a foreclosure on the house. We can't ignore the letters. We gotta pay attention to the letters, because then they put the house up, put a lien on the house, and put it up for sale. So nobody will have a place. You got me? And that's not what we want. We know that our people are suffering. You might think that we got it easy too. We got it easy. It's not easy for us either. Because everybody thinks like, okay, these people got a house and another house. They don't know what they have to struggle and do. But some people are just like, what should I say? Nasty minded. You think that we had it easy? We had it easy, but yet people would talk behind our backs or whatever, and we're not slumlords because we know we were immigrants too. But people think, oh, you got all of this, oh, you got all of this. It's nasty minded. If you want to talk like in a negative way, stop being nasty minded. People are nasty minded. They don't like to see the one another get through.
And you can tell that we're different, Greg, because look at the place you're in. We've gone through all the furniture and stuff like that. Slumlord would not even bother. Okay, we care. But
and we appreciate you guys taking care of the house as well.
Yeah.
I can send you some pictures that my friend just went to. She rented out her apartment. The guy is like, that was a nasty minded. That's disgusting.
No, that's just
all the pop cans, the weed, the cigarettes. Yeah, he's not supposed to be weeding up in the house or smoking. The pop cans and all the dirt, the shoes, the equipment.
The apartment
He's a hoarder, and he's just young.
The apartment is a dump. It's like a garbage dump. Okay?
Yeah.
So where you are right now is like a palace compared to what we just saw.
Some people don't take care of your place or the place that they're living. That's your home.
Treat it like you should take care of your home.
I know, but you should see the pictures this girl sent me today. You ever saw that show, Hoarders?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How can you do that to somebody's place? And then people would say, why are you checking? Why are you spot checking? Well, we're supposed to. But she was spot checking and doing what the landlord and tenant act said. And he kept saying, oh, I'm going to clean it. Now guess what? He has to find some place because the landlord and tenant board got involved. She wrote a letter. He gave her a letter. He didn't respond. And he think it was going to go under the carpet. Now he has to go by the end of the month.
Yeah.
Who is going to take him? When you see all them pictures of the way he kept that woman place, I wouldn't want him for a tenant either. So you've got to make sure that when you leave a place, that you can get a good reference. Oh yeah, they took good care of the place. Because the next landlord going to ask your landlord for a reference, or if the place is bad, they'll put your name on that. What's that place called again? The bad tenant list. And nobody's going to want to touch him. Because then you look up there and the name is there, nobody's going to want to give him a place. So I mean, everybody's trying to pay their rent. It's the same thing with rent. You don't pay your rent, you get a bad reference. So
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay.
I hope this put you at peace. Check out the, as I said, I'll reiterate one more time. Check out the agencies, the 10 agencies, and we hear you. You'll try your best to get the $400.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Greg.
Okay, thank
and remember to keep communication open.
Yeah, that's okay. Once I didn't get anywhere, that's trigger me.
Words are going to
We're triggered too. We're triggered when you behave like that. When anybody can't reason and critically think, they just resort to that's why, as I said, there's a stereotype out there. That's why people don't like dealing with people from Jamaica, because they go from 0 to 100. And it's disgusting
You
because
gotta be better than that.
gotta be able to reason and have a conversation, not rah, 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 I'm ready to back it down and carry on. That behavior was for the 50s and 60s. Now we are in the 21st century. We need to conduct ourselves better. And you know the stereotype out there, correct?
Yeah, I know it.
About Jamaicans, correct?
Yeah.
And nobody wants to deal with them, correct?
Yeah, that's majority of them.
Right, so we're dealing with you.
So please
And
don't
you're
be like
different.
that.
Don't
Please
start.
yeah, don't
No.
be like that.
And we're not attacking you in any way. We're just following the procedure. So once you can be civil and reason and be a critical thinker, we're good to go. Otherwise, yeah, as soon as this ratchet behavior starts, we don't want to deal with no ratchet behavior. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. All right then.
All right.
You have a good night.
Okay, thank
And
you.
good luck in finding something. I'll keep my ears open, okay?
Okay.
And I'll let you know. By the way, what are you good at?
I'm good at everything I can do, plumbing. Like I can do everything in construction. And I drive. I can't get my driver's license up to now because I'm paying rent. I can't find the next money to get my driver's license up here. So it's hard rough.
No, you should be able to get a temporary one.
No, I have to pay the money. I have to pay money to get a license. Everything is in Canada is paid. Nothing is free.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now this is you didn't know that when you came here?
I know that. I'm coming from my home. My home, I do my license free. I didn't pay anything.
No, but you said everything.
Today it's actually 12 degrees outside. Look at the sky.
me. 24 hours, let's go. No, I'm not going anywhere with you until you tell me what's going on. You go where I tell you to, or you'll get acquainted with things.
Keep a roof over your head, and then that's, hopefully we understand, because he spoke to Kareem today. I wish we could have spoken as a family, because we all are like a unit in there. And I said, we're just trying to understand and to for everybody, because we want a roof rather than selling the house, so nobody has a roof, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I mean, as you know, I mean, it's important for everybody to feel comfortable and safe wherever they are, and to have a roof over your head, and know that you have a place to come to, right?
Yeah.
So we don't want anybody to get to a stage where they're not able to have that, because I consider having a place to stay as number one.
That's true.
I mean, you might think maybe, I mean, where's number two? I guess food, but number one is housing, right?
Shelter, yeah.
Is shelter, because you got to have a place to come home to, right?
Yeah.
So I always focus on that, right?
And I mean, I know that, we both know that both of you are starting out. So the more both of you can help each other, it's better for you, so that, not, as a family, so that, you will be able to continue to maintain your housing, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, what we were concerned about is the lateness. So speaking to Kareem, I said, yes, we text. And Everton was telling me, I guess you were busy, you didn't respond. So Kareem was saying, don't just tell her, put it in writing. So if Everton would speak to that.
Yeah.
So we tell you now.
So as I said before, with the banks, when we're late, we get dinged a late charge. Yeah. So unfortunately, I have to pass that on to you guys. So based on and Kareem too. So and I'll put it in writing. But when you guys are late, or it is not enough in payment, I have to charge you an extra $20.
So we'll put that in writing. We have no control over that, because we just have to pass it on. We can't keep paying it. So I know that's going to be, Kareem says she understands, because that's what normally what happens. She will get the letter and give it to her worker. So we'll give you a letter too. Hopefully for next month you'll be able to, whenever you come up with it. But if it's late, we're going to have to charge you that $20. I know that this might be hard to hear, but it is a reality.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right then. So
okay. And I just wanted to bring up a few points. I know you've been really helping out with the garbage and stuff, and we're going to talk. We've been talking to Omar in the basement about the garbage and that, so we're going to continue to work on that and getting some improvement on that, because I think that's a concern, if I'm not mistaken, with you too.
The garbage and the recycle.
No, it doesn't really bother me. It's okay. Yeah, it's not a problem to me. If I see it, I'll just do it.
Yeah, but I mean, because everybody there should be helping out, right?
Yeah, but he has no control. We know that you have no control.
Yeah, but you cannot tell another person to do just get up and do stuff. Just do what you can do around.
We're going to continue to work on that and try and get some improvements.
And I said to, okay, yeah. So I know we can't tell people what to do, but the bottom line is, it's the city, and we're just trying to make sure that we honor the recycling, because we don't want no tickets from the city, right? So for the garbage and the recycling. Another thing I said to Kareem, we want to keep the house. We don't want to sell the house yet. But I said to Kareem, we are not accustomed to this weed. I said to her, if I had to do this again, the house was supposed to be used for a healing place, but people are still smoking. When I came there the other day, there was a lot of weed smell in the house.
Yes.
And everything's spoke to.
It's really, really
and this
bad.
is not our lifestyle, I said to Kareem. She understands. So
and I mentioned to you before that the weed smell was upstairs and it's also downstairs. So, you know, we got to do something about this. This house should not smell like a weed house, right? So whenever
I don't smoke inside, you know. I want to smoke when I'm off work on the road.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, it's on clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and as soon as you walk in, you get hit with a weed smell, and it's very bad.
Yeah, and that's why I haven't been there as often as I should. I said, but now that I'm back to work and it's summertime, I'm going to be in the house more regularly, and I don't want to be sneezing and smelling weed and all this kind of thing. As I said to Kareem, this is not our lifestyle, right? So we're struggling to pay the rent, and I said to Kareem, we're not telling you don't smoke and don't have your liquor or whatever, but you know, housing is important. So you know, we're budgeting, so we got to make sure what is important is the weed or the rent, right? So Kareem says she understands, and that is like what you can do and what you can't do. We're not telling people how to live, but when I'm there or as our home, we don't want weed to be in the house, you know? So thank you for smoking off property. We do appreciate it. But as I said to Kareem today as well, if you had to do this over again, I would be having non-smokers, non-drinkers, because you don't want this. This is stressful.
Now, obviously you're there now, so what we need to do is whatever weed container you have, it's got to be double bagged, triple bagged, whatever, so that the smell does not permeate throughout the whole house. Okay?
Oh, I don't have any weed containers or anything. As
Well,
I said, whatever when I smoke, that is done outside.
No, but I'm saying when it's inside, that it's inside the house. I mean, you're obviously inside the house, so the weed is inside the house. It's not outside in a container, is it?
It's finished. I don't bring weed inside. Why should bring it in when I smoke it?
Well, you see, we have to speak.
You have to check if my weed ever in my brain.
Yeah, we did. We spoke to Cabby. Last time I came in, it really was really bad with weed. And Cabby had a bag of weed inside the house. And I said, that's unacceptable. I mean, you've got to triple bag and bag that thing so I don't smell it coming in the house. So we have spoken to Cabby on that.
Yeah, and it's not like we're going to be talking the other's name with you or your name with them, because, you know, we just want to make sure we're respectful. But the bottom line is, I said to you already, and to Cabby, as well as to Kareem, is we don't want to increase the rent. But thank you so much for trying your best with the water.
Like reducing
the light.
Yes, and I know
the heat.
And I know she said you don't use the heat, which is good. I guess the room is warm enough for you guys, so that's really good. But feel free to use the heat if the room is cold, right? So I'm not stopping you from using it. Just use it if you need to warm the place up. Okay?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
No. I'm saying I don't know if you. I'm just saying do not turn it off or turn it way down just because I'm talking. I'm saying use it to keep yourself warm. Just be mindful of using it, right? That's all. So if the room is cold, please turn it up a bit until you get to a comfortable level, right?
And the thing is, Greg, the thing is, we make sure that we do things above board. So I said, because Kareem was telling me about the guy across the street, somebody not paying rent, and he's living there for a long time, and there's no rent, and the landlord and tenant board. I said, but do you know that guy think that he is getting rent free, and he's not paying the landlord, and he's going to go along in life like he never know anything? No. I said, well, how is that going to impact on him? He needs to know the other side of the story. His credit is shot. His name goes into a bank, right? And his wages can be garnished. Going to the registry. So little did that, you think that you can do things. To me, I think that's terrible that somebody would sit down and plan to be in somebody's house and don't pay the rent and think that they're going to get scotch-free because the landlord and tenant board is so backed up. That's so disgusting, right?
But anyway, that's not happening.
So we're just saying, it's not happening here. And if that ever happens, we'll sell the damn house. That's it. So we don't want it to come to that. So just to let you know, you can use the heat. And I said to Kareem, if it's too cold and we got it at 22, that's legal temperature. If it's too cold, put on some clothes. The legal temperature, we're not going to drop it below that, right? But
I mean, we'll we're not hard and fast. We'll adjust as necessary as long as it doesn't get too extreme. As long as we keep the usage of the water and the electricity. Like when you wash, you only wash on the weekend because that's the rates are lower, that sort of thing. So I think you're aware of that from before.
Right. Yeah. And we know that only the people that live in that house, that live there, only their laundry is to be done. Yeah. Nobody's bringing laundry to do anybody's laundry there because that's what people do as well.
No, we're not a laundromat.
Yeah. Okay. All right, well, I'm glad that at least you are getting some extra hours at work, and so this too shall pass. And one day you look back and say, you know what? it was hard, but I've made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to pass on that expense to you, and hopefully, I know you said that your wife is not working right now, but as you go for young, hopefully, it takes two, right? It takes two. You'll get through this. You guys will get something.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Anything else you want to say to us?
I need to say something. I messaged you and texted you quite a few times, and you didn't respond. So I just was wondering if everything was okay.
Yeah, everything is okay. It's just that sometimes the message came in, the phone is on sleep sometimes, so while I should go and check it, I actually caught up doing something else, so I just forget totally.
Okay, but this was also over a period of days that I called. I asked you to call me back and left messages, and you didn't respond. So please respond. When because it doesn't give me a good feeling that you're communicating if I don't get a response back.
And then if you have to put it in writing, because of legal documents. So.
And then you don't
particularly. You might not like these legal documents, but you're following through. So. Yeah. About this increase, not increase the rent, about this late fee, you will definitely put this in writing. If you have to give it to a worker, because Kareem, she might not pay the bill, but the worker will. So we will say. No,
I don't have any of that. I don't have any help like workers. I those things. I have to work. I don't. I can't. I don't have any help. Government help me. I help myself.
And you can't afford to do that because you just gained two, right? Because they would want to say, well, this person, whoever sponsors you, can't afford to have you here, so you're becoming a burden on the system. You don't want that, right?
Anyway, I was wondering, did you get a chance to check out that car wash place I was mentioning?
No, I go on the website. I didn't go. I have to print out some papers out there.
What about your private agency?
Yeah, and I call the agency and sign up.
Private agency?
Yeah. And sign up, but didn't get any call because but still on it.
Okay, well that's a good start. At least I applaud you for keeping trying and don't give up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, you have a good night, okay?
Okay, same to you.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay, good night.
Okay.